Hi, grade sixes. I hope you had a wonderful long weekend. I'm excited to hear about the things you did with your families during our Google Meets this week. The weather hopefully cooperated. I'm recording this the previous week, so I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's going to be nice, unlike the typical kind of May long weekend weather. I'm really excited to finish off this chapter for us. It has some really good illustrations, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Hang on, and we'll switch over here. We left off here at this sentence, but I'll just review. So, Sophie was thinking, ouch, thinking it was going to be dangerous, so she crouched lower in the pocket and she wanted to be ready to duck out of sight if anything went wrong. They were about 10 feet away from the flesh lump eater's face. The snoring, snorting noise he was making was disgusting. Every now and again, a big bubble of spit formed between his two open lips, and then it would burst with a splash and cover his face with saliva. Taking infinite care, the BFG unscrewed the top of the glass jar and tipped the squiggling, squirming, faintly scarlet Troggle Humper into the wide end of his long trumpet. He put the other end of the trumpet to his lips. He aimed the instrument directly at the flesh lump eater's face. He took a deep breath, puffed out his cheeks, and then woof! He blew. Sophie saw a flash of pale red go darting towards the giant's face. For a split second it hovered above the face. Then it was gone. It seemed to have been sucked up the giant's nose. But it had all happened so quickly, Sophie couldn't be sure. We had better be skittling away quick to where it is safe, the BFG whispered. He trotted off for about 100 yards, then he stopped. He crouched low to the earth. Now, he said, we is waiting for the gun and flames to begin. They didn't have long to wait. The air was suddenly pierced by the most fearful roar Sophie had ever heard, and she saw the flesh lump eater's body, all 54 feet of it, rise up off the ground and fall back again with a thump. Then it began to wriggle and twist and bounce about in the most violent fashion. It was quite frightening to watch. Yow! Roared the flesh lump eater. Yow! He's still asleep, the BFG whispered. The terrible Troggle humping nightmare is beginning to hit him. Serves him right, Sophie said. She could feel no sympathy for this great brute who ate children as though they were sugar lumps. Save us! Screamed the flesh lump eater, thrashing about madly. He is after me! He is getting me! The thrashing of limbs and the waving of arms became more violent by the second. It was an awesome thing to watch, such a massive creature having such mighty convulsions. It's Jack! Bellowed the flesh lump eater. It's the grewful, grunchious Jack. Jack is after me. Jack is whack crackling me. Jack is spike sticking me. Jack is splash plunking me. It is the terrible, fright-swiping Jack. The flesh lump eater was writhing about over the ground like some colossal tortured snake. Oh, spare me, Jack, he yelled. Don't hurt me, Jack. Who is this Jack he's on about? Sophie whispered. Jack is the only human being all giants is frightened of, the BFG told her. They is all absolutely terrified of Jack. They is all hearing that Jack is a famous giant killer. Save me, screamed the flesh lump eater. Have mercy on this poor little giant, the beanstalk. He is coming at me with his terrible spike-sticking beanstalk. Take it away. I is begging you, Jack, I is praying you not to touch me with your terrible spike-sticking beanstalk. Take it away. Oh, sorry. Uh, Us giants, the BFG whispered, is not knowing very much about this dreaded human being called Jack. We is knowing only that he is a famous giant killer and that he is owning something called a beanstalk. We is knowing also that the beanstalk is a fearsome thing and Jack is using it to kill giants. Sophie couldn't stop smiling. What is you giggling at? The BFG asked her, slightly nettled. I'll tell you later, Sophie said. Oh, check these illustrations out. The awful nightmare had now gripped the great brute to such an extent that he was tying his whole body into knots. Do not do it, Jack, he screeched. I was not eating you, Jack. I is never eating human beings. I swear I has never gobbled a single human being in all my wholesome life. Liar, said the BFG. Just then, one of the flesh lump eater's flailing fists caught the still fast asleep, meat dripping giant smack in the mouth. At the same time, one of his furiously thrashing legs kicked the snoring, gizzard gulping giant right in the guts. Both the injured giants woke up and leaped to their feet. He is swiping me right in the mouth, yelled the meat dripper. He is bung swoggling me smack in the guts, shouted the gizzard gulper. The two of them rushed at the flesh lump eater and began pounding him with their fists and feet. The wretched flesh lump eater woke up with a bang. He awoke straight from one nightmare into another. He roared into battle, and in the bellowing, thumping, there's a good view of that illustration. In that bellowing, thumping rough and tumble that followed, one sleeping giant after another either got stepped upon or kicked. Soon, all 9 of them were on their feet having the most almighty free-for-all. They punched and kicked and scratched and bit and butted each other as hard as they could. Blood flowed, noses went crunch, teeth fell out like hailstones. The giants roared and screamed and cursed, and for many minutes the noise of battle rolled across the yellow plain. The BFG smiled a big wide smile of absolute pleasure. I is loving it when they is all having a good tough and rumble, he said. They'll kill each other, Sophie said. Never, the BFG answered. Those beasts is always bishing and walloping at one another. Soon it will be getting dusky, and they will be galloping off to fill their tummies. They're coarse and foul and filthy, Sophie said. I hate them. As the BFG headed back to the cave, he said quietly, we certainly was putting that nightmare to good use, though, wasn't we? Excellent use, Sophie said. Well done, you. And that is it for that chapter. Our next chapter is called Dreams. I look forward to reading that one to you next time. Till then, see you later.